You know him, you love him, I know I love him. Something to do with Vlad the Impaler. I got a lot of balls in the air. So perfectly dark and twisted. Time for a classic! I'll embrace the dark side. Do you feel that? I feel that. Oh, ooh. Hi everyone, Kim here, giving you my current TBR. Books, 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 books. Most, if not almost all, booktubers usually do a monthly TBR with a monthly wrap-up, and unfortunately for you guys, my life does not allow me the liberty of reading in any sort of regular fashion. Therefore, I'm just going to give you my TBR when I can and my wrap-ups when I can. That's just the way it's gotta be. Books, 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 books. The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. This book was recommended to me by my dear, dear friend Ella the Olive Moth on Tumblr. She gave me a personal shout out about it, saying I needed to be reading this book. So I will be reading this book. I'm very excited about it. It seems just like a gorgeous historical fiction piece I'm really excited to tackle. I don't know that much about its plot or its content. I think it has something to do with Vlad the Impaler. Feel like I read about that. Very excited to tackle this beast of beauty right here. Can you feel that? I feel like beautiful literature is oozing. Oh, do you feel that? I feel that. Oh, ooh. The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. Next up is another recommendation by a friend of mine. Star Wars. Star Wars, The Heir to the Empire Saga Chronicles series. A 3-book cycle. I've heard these are pretty big fan favorites. I think a lot of people use these as canon. I'm excited to see why everyone loves them. Beware the dark side. I'll embrace the dark side. I love me some Star Wars. So really, I'm reading these because they're Star Wars. Like that. That's it. In keeping with the Star Wars theme, William Shakespeare's Star Wars. This was given to me for Christmas a couple years ago. I've thumbed through it here and there, read a couple pages off and on. I've never just sat my ass in a chair and read it cover to cover, but I am so excited to do so. The bits and pieces I've read are freaking hilarious. Verily, a new hope. I just love the whole idea behind this series. I can't wait to get the others. Like, I know I'm gonna love it. I know I'm going to want to sleep with it in bed at night. Like, so excited to really just read it. Time for a classic! Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. I actually wanted to read this for Banned Books Week this year, but it had to be sacrificed for some short stories due to my last book being published, the marketing I had to do for that, and husband and I did a lot of traveling. So, it had to get shelved a little. I'm very excited to dive into this and actually read it. I've wanted to read it for quite some time. I really like this cover. I'm excited. I think it's such a classic Catch-22 cover. When you think Catch-22, this was the cover that comes to mind for me, so I'm excited that this was the one I was able to get. It just feels good. Here's a face you may recognize. I snagged the book by Richard Denny from Books and Bullshit. You know him, you love him, I know I love him. I think he's my favorite booktuber. Like, just, he's the greatest. I love the way he speaks and I love his opinions. I just love the persona he gives out on BookTube. So I'm really excited to read his written words. Like, I have no doubts that I'm going to fall in love with this. I know, no question. I'm super excited to kind of get in his head. Which is a horrible way to put it. Last up on my TBR right now, Neil Gaiman. I feel like Neil Gaiman is almost like perma-TBR for me. His books are always fantastic. He never lets me down. I can always count on him to feel good when I'm reading. His words are beautiful. His ideas are genius. He is so perfectly dark and twisted. This is a really big fan favorite of his. I know a lot of people kind of consider it almost like a Neil Gaiman classic. I think it got a lot of people reading Neil Gaiman in the first place. Look how creepy and delicious it looks. This is another one that I know I'm gonna love. Alright, that wraps up my TBR. I'm really excited to dive into all of these. Hopefully I can get them read in a moderate amount of time. Like I said, no guarantees. Who knows what's gonna happen, especially with NaNoWriMo going on right now, plus the big trip to Boston that we've got coming up, and this brand new YouTube channel. I got a lot of balls in the air. Let me know what you think of the aforementioned books, if you loved them, if you hated them. Thumbs up if you liked the video, hit subscribe so you make sure to catch the wrap up. Hugs and kisses. Bye!